Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Laravel has just released a new package that is Laravel Telescope. It is an amazing debugging assistance for Laravel framework which is developed by Mohamed Said and Taylor Otwell. You may have used Clockwork or Laravel Debugbar. Both of these are similar like an inspect tool, but Laravel Telescope is a standalone UI, more powerful with more debugging features. Telescope has a series of watchers that watch every incoming request, whether from HTTP request, from the command line or from queues. Let's try out this package together. First, let's check the installation guide of Telescope in GitHub repository. Scroll down. Here is the screenshot of Telescope UI. You can see that for Telescope requires Laravel 5.7.7 or upper version. I have already installed the upper version. Let's see. And it is 5.7.11. Now let's install this package. Package is installed. Next we need to run this command to publish Telescope assets. Git status. Here we can see these files are published from Telescope package. These two composer files are modified by composer command which we use to install this package. Telescope package has modified config app.php and published Telescope service provider config telescope.php and assets at public vendor directory. Let's take a look at these files. First, config app.php. Scroll down. Here it has registered Telescope service provider. Next, in configuration file telescope.php. Here path is equal to telescope. This is URL path, or you can say slug of the Telescope UI. By default you can access it at application URL/telescope. Here you can change this URL path. For example, you may want to access Telescope at monitor or debugging or admin/debugging or other your preferred path. Driver is database and database connection is MySQL. Middlewares are web and authorized class. In this authorized class it is checking is user is authorized or incoming request is from local environment. This is a series of watchers that watch every incoming request. You can disable any of these watchers by setting pause to respective environment variable in .env file. Next, published assets are public vendor telescope. It is CSS and JSS files for Telescope UI. Next published file is providers Telescope service provider. We will look at this provider later. Next installation step is running migrations. Behind the scenes I have already set up the database in .env file, so we can run php artisan migrate. Here you can see Telescope entries migration is also executed. Let's take a look at database tables. Refresh. It has created 3 Telescope tables. First is Telescope entries. This table has already few records. We will see these in Telescope interface. Next table is Telescope entries tag. It has 2 columns. This entry UID column belongs to Telescope entries and tag is assigned for monitoring purpose. Next table is Telescope monitoring. It has 1 column, that is tag. Now let's switch back to installation step. It says when updating Telescope, you should republish Telescope assets. It is a fresh installation of Telescope, so we can skip this. We will see this authorization later. Now let's see Telescope in browser. PHP artisan serve. We can access this by /telescope in URL. It's a nice beautiful interface and on left side has few tabs. In first request tab, you can see a get request. On click this icon, we have complete request detail, time, host name, method, path and status. A few tabs are payload, headers, session and response. Next in commands, here migrate command is listed, which we have executed to run table migrations. Let's take a look at this command. Here is the command details, time, hostname, command, exit code, more details of arguments and options, and below you can see 21 queries executed in this command. Insert into migrations, create table, alter table and so on. These are the records we have seen in the telescope entry table. Next tabs are schedule, jobs, exceptions, logs, dumps, queries. These are the queries we have already seen in the migrate command. That is also listed here in queries tab. This is total time taken to complete this query. This query is labeled as red to show that this is very slow query. On click this icon, we can see the complete detail of the query, time, hostname, connection, duration, command and tags. Below here it has shown complete executed query. On click this view command, it will navigate to migrate command where this query was executed. Next tabs are models, events, mails, notifications, cache and Redis. To test this telescope, I will run php artisan make auth. So we have some quick authentication system, php artisan serve. In command tab, make auth command is also listed. On click here, we have details of this executed command. Now let's open application in new tab. I am going to register a new account. Account is successfully created and we are signed in. Switch back to Telescope, load new entries. Now few more requests are listed. Let's see this register post request. Method is post, HTTP status 302 and tag is auth1. Here one is authenticated user ID. Below it has shown authenticated user detail, ID, name, email address and also displayed avatar from Gravatar. In payload tab, submitted form fields are displayed. In session tab, here is logged in user ID session. Below, two queries are executed. On click here, that navigates to query detail. Here is complete insert query. This is the duration taken to complete this query. This link will navigate back to request where it was initiated. Switch back to editor. In user model, I am going to implement must verify email. For now, I am not going to set up mail drivers and routes for verify email because I want to see exceptions in Laravel Telescope. Switch to browser, log out and let's create new account again. Here we got exception, routes verification.verify not defined. In Telescope, here is 500 error. Let's see this. Submitted fields are in payload tab. Header, session, response are similar as we have already seen. Below here, one exception is captured, two queries, and in model tab, app user model is created. Let's see this exception. Here is the message, location where exception occurred, stack trace of this exception. This view other occurrence link will show similar exceptions. Right now we have only one. This view request link will take us back to register request where this exception was captured. Here in models you can see these app user models are created during 2 attempts of registration and this model is updated. Let's see this one. It has 2 tags, app user 1 and auth 1. Below authenticated user details. Here you can see it has updated remember token. This was updated when the user was logged out. Now let's fix the exception. Routes web.php. In auth routes pass verify true. Switch to browser, refresh. One more attempt for registration. We got new exception. This is related to mail driver. In Telescope, here it captured app user model created. In exception tab, it captured Swift transport exception, which is failed to send email. Here is message, location, stack trace of exception, navigate to request, similar informations, payload, exceptions, queries, and models. If we see this mail tab, here it is empty, nothing information yet. Let's fix this error and see. In .env file, I will provide mail trap credentials to test emails. Because .env file is updated, so need to restart PHP artisan serve. One more attempt for new account. We are successfully registered and signed in. This time Telescope is not auto updated. I think because we have restarted artisan serve. So refresh and we have 3 new requests. Let's see these post register requests. These are similar. And below here we have 2 new tabs, mail and notifications. In mail tab, eliminate auth notification verify email is fired. In notification tab, same eliminate auth notification verify email is fired and channel is mail. Here in mail, one mail label is caught. Let's view this. Mail details are time, hostname, mail label, from, to, subject, download.yml file, request and tags. Here tag is email address. Below here is the email view. This email view is very useful in debugging email templates. In notification tab, Telescope has captured one notification. Let's see this. Notification details are time, hostname, channel, notification, notifiable, request and tags. You can see notifiable and tag is same, that is app user 4, here 4 is user ID. From this link we navigate to request. Now let's see the schedule. Right now it is empty. In editor navigate to app console kernel.php. In schedule method, I am going to uncomment this line and this command should be called every minute. This inspire command is defined in routes console.php. Switch to terminal. Here I split the screen into 2 sections. On left side, PHP artisan serve is running and on right side we can perform other commands. Here I am going to run PHP artisan schedule run. Now schedule command is executed. and Telescope has captured this schedule. Let's see this. Here it's just providing time, hostname, description, command, expression, user and time zone. Now let's see jobs. So in terminal, PHP artisan make job, Telescope test job. Job is created successfully. App, jobs, Telescope test job. Construct method will accept user, $user. Then this user equal to $user. And here declare protected user. In handle method, I am simply going to log info $this user. Now in routes web.php, here in this route I will dispatch Telescope test job and pass auth user. Switch to browser, go to welcome page. Now in Telescope, here is job just processed. These job details are time, hostname, status is processed, job, connection is sync, queues, tries, timeout and tags. Scroll, here is authenticated user. Here is the data passed to this job. And below is the log tab. If we click here, we can see the log details. These are labels, job, tags, authenticated users and log message. Let's go back to job. Scroll down. Second tab is queries. It has captured 2 queries. And third tab is jobs. And that is current job which we are looking at. In logs, Telescope has captured 1 log, which we have used in Telescope test job, and that we have already seen. Next we will see dumps. In routes web.php, here I am going to dump hello world. Refresh. Here we didn't see anything. Switch to Telescope. It has captured the dump. This is request path and here is dump data. I believe Telescope is running Symfony dump server behind the scenes to capture dump data. Let's give it one more try. In HTTP controllers home controller, in index method, I am going to dump auth user. Switch to browser, give a refresh, and let's see in Telescope. Here it captured hello world. Actually I refreshed the wrong path. Go back, click this home link, and we are navigated to home page. Here nothing is displayed, and in Telescope it has captured the dumped user and printed it here from home page. Next, we have seen queries, we have seen models. Now we will look at events. Here events are empty. It's weird. I have expected to see registered event because we have tried 4 times to create an account and we know registered events is fired when new account is created in Laravel. Let's open event service provider. Here you can see the registered event which is fired when a new account is created. I don't know why Telescope has not captured it. Let's register a new event and see Telescope captures this. App events, Telescope demo event, and listener is app listeners Telescope demo event listener. Switch to terminal. PHP artisan event generate. Event and listeners are generated successfully. In events Telescope demo event, here I will declare public $user and construct method will accept user model $user. Then this $user equal to $user. Open listeners Telescope demo event listener. In handle method, just simply log info event user. Routes web.php. Here in this route, I will call this Telescope demo event and I will pass auth user. In browser, hit welcome page of the application. Switch to Telescope. Here it has captured the event. Let's see this. Event details are time, hostname, event, request and tags. Authorized user. Here is the event data and in listener tab this one is fired. Let's view this request. Scroll down. Here it has shown event tab and this event is fired on this request. This is the number of listeners on that event. Telescope has captured this newly created event, but I am surprised why it has not caught a registered event. Is this a bug or any other specific reason? I don't know. If you know the reason, please write down in the comment section. Next, we have already seen mail, notifications. Now we will look at the cache. Right now it is empty. Let's give a try. In routes web.php, here I am going to store cache in user key. So cache remember forever, return auth user. It's all here. In browser give a refresh. In Telescope, it has two records for the same key. One is missed and another is set. Let's see the missed one first. Here details are key, user, action missed and hostname. We request, scroll down. Here in cache tab, it is showing two cache hits. Now let's see this one. Similar details, authenticated user. Here is the value fetched from the cache key. Behind the scenes what is happening? We have used cache remember forever method. First it tried to fetch data from the cache, but it did not find it for the first time. Then Telescope captured this as a missed. After that, this method stored the data into cache. In this case, Telescope captured it as a set. Next, we will see Redis. Again in routes web.php, Redis set hello world. Here hello is a key and world is a value stored in the hello key. In browser refresh, we got error. Class predis client not found. To fix this, we need to install predis package. So in terminal, composer require predis. Predis is installed. Need to restart PHP artisan serve. Switch to browser, refresh. Now error is gone. No, Telescope didn't capture the Redis data. Let's see if data is stored in Redis. Dump Redis get hello. In browser refresh. Here we see it has printed Redis data. So here Redis has stored the data, but Telescope has not shown this. I think I am missing something. But at the time of recording, there is no any official documentation. So right now I have no idea about this. If you know what I am missing, please let us know in comment section. One more thing, you may have noticed that I have dumped this Redis data and it printed here. Why Telescope has not captured it and hide it from here? The reason is that first we have to open dumps tab in Telescope, and then if we give a refresh, it hides dump from the page. In Telescope, here it printed the dump data. So far we have covered requests, commands, schedules, jobs, exceptions, logs. Here we have seen only info logs. Let's store a error log and see. Refresh. In Telescope, refresh. Here it got error log. See this. Here everything is same, just is change label to error. Next we have covered dumps, queries, models, events, mail, notification, cache and Redis. This button is monitoring and this one is reloading content. Now let's see how this monitoring works. Click on monitor button. It is asking for a monitor tag name. Here you can add any name or name related to your task. For example purpose, I am using monitor and click here. Switch to editor in Telescope service provider. Here in register method, I will call Telescope tag method. Here I will simply return monitor tag in array. But in real project, you will check some conditions like type of request, user role or other checks based on your task. Next, to test this, navigate to routes web.php. This time I will use log alert. Switch to browser, refresh welcome page. Now in Telescope, in logs, here is alert log. Let's see this. Everything is same, log message label, but if you see here, tag is monitor, which we have created. If we click on this tag, only the records which is associated to this monitor tag will be displayed. View request. Here also monitor tag is assigned. In Telescope service provider, let's uncomment this Telescope night method. It is a night theme for Telescope. Switch to browser, refresh. Here is new theme applied. It's look nice, but I like the default one. So let's comment this again. Refresh. We are back to our default theme. Next in Telescope service provider, scroll down. Here is get authorization. This get authorization will be checked if app environment is not local. Let's see. In .env file, I am going to change app environment from local to production. Next, restart artisan serve. Now switch to browser, refresh. Here we get 403 unauthorized error. Back to service provider. Here I will simply return true, but in your real project, you will apply checks like user email address or user role like is admin or other preferred conditions. Now switch to browser, refresh. Now we have permission to access this page. This is really super powerful debugging assistant. In comment section, tell us your views and what is your favorite part in this Laravel Telescope package. If you like this video, hit the like button, share this video and don't forget to subscribe us. See you in next upcoming videos.